Once upon a time, I was at the ashram in India, and there was a great conversation happening, a dinner conversation happening at Swami's dinner table. And Swami's the founder of the ashram. He's 98 now. This was probably 5 years ago. So he's 93, 94. And afterwards, I was talking with another one of the students, Sukha. And I told Sukha, I said, yeah, I'm recognizing it's a real blind spot, a weak point, weakness in me to look for efficiency everywhere. Magic Mind, after all, is this biohacking little wonder tonic that people love for optimizing. I loved optimizing in so many ways for a decade before starting Magic Mind. And I'm certainly connected with that optimizer community in many ways. And this view of efficiency, I found it as, in that moment, I was recognizing, oh, wow, I think I'm addicted to efficiency. And it's a pretty nefarious addiction. I mentioned to Sukha, and he said, why? And I said, well, it's basically just obsessing over how to get the most and give the least. And he said something that 5 years later feels like it was yesterday. He said, well, what if efficiency is how to give the most and take the least? So one of those things that you hear, and at least I heard and instantaneously was like, wow. That's right, and I need to think about why that's right. He said, what if you think about efficiency as how to give the most and take the least? To where efficiency isn't bad. It's just the selfish perspective of, I'm going to use it to gain as much as possible. That's the nefarious aspect. Because the underlying implication is that if I get more, then I'll feel more full. And this philosophy, and touched on a recent episode, this philosophy is saying the exact opposite. You'll feel more full the more you give. Nearly every major tradition says the same thing. Truth is one, sage is called by many names, as they say in the Rig Veda. That by giving, life is to give. That is where fulfillment comes from. Surrender to a duty-bound existence and immediate peace follows. This is a concept in the Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter of the Gita. Surrender to a duty-bound existence, immediate peace follows. You want peace? Surrender to a duty-bound existence. You want agitation? View the world as an instrument to give you what you want. View other people as instruments to get what you want. View efficiency as how to get the most by giving the least. You want to feel peace? You want to feel fulfillment? You want to feel alignment with yourself, with your community, with your family? Perhaps it is through efficiency. But it's a reorientation to how to give the most and take the least. It's the same creative resourcefulness that's wired in many of us. How do I get more? But reoriented to, how can I give more? Not blindly. By the way, this philosophy beautifully talks about how life is to give, but to give to worthy recipients. You don't give drugs to a drug addict. You don't throw pearls before swine. You don't give knowledge to those not seeking it. You give to the worthy recipients where it doesn't take a whole lot of energy to see, okay, who are the worthy recipients where? When I give to them, man, they multiply it. When I spend time with that person, wow, it really multiplies to the others in the community. Where you say, yeah, when I invest in that type of project, it has all of these fruits for those around me. Not for me, but for those around me. It is efficiency. How, when, what to give. Well, you're giving the most and taking the least. Again, not blindly, whether it's to the recipients or to this leap of faith of like, I think this will work out for me. Try it out on the smallest scale. Give someone 60 seconds of your undivided attention. At the gas station the next time you're there, at the grocery store. See what it does to that individual. Then as you walk out, see what it does for you. And imagine that on a grander scale. Try it out with something a little bit bigger. Recognize a problem your coworker's having and you think through it. You spend 20, 30 minutes on something that might be helpful. Touch base with a friend, 15-minute conversation later. See how they feel and how you feel in turn. Take it further. Maybe it's not this career for oneself, but it's this profession because of what you can offer, you can uniquely offer. Instead of seeing others and how you can use them for what you want, wiring to how can you be uniquely useful to those around you? And switching the definition of efficiency from how to get the most and give the least to how to give the most and take the least. That is today's reflection on the Daily Vedantic. We'll see you next time.